Hey everyone, Vegan Cupid here. I hope you are ready to have some fun. I've really been looking forward to doing this special live. So I'm switching things up a little bit. Last week, as you probably know, I interviewed Joe, the bachelor from the Blind Love Experiment. And then this week, I wanted to do an Ask Me Anything. So I posted in my Facebook group, I sent an email to my list, I posted on Instagram, and I basically ask people to ask me questions. So if you are watching live, feel free to leave a comment, leave a question, and I will answer it. And even if you're not watching live, if you're watching the replay, go ahead and ask me the question. And after this video and tomorrow and the day after, I will be checking and I will be answering your questions. Okay. So again, I personally read and reply to every comment. So again, watching live or watching the replay, it doesn't really matter. I will still answer your question. And the goal is really just like for you guys to get to know me a little better and just switch things up a bit and have some fun. So people submitted some pretty interesting questions. So if you're watching live, I see there's a couple of you. Leave me a comment, okay? And if you haven't authorized StreamYard, in order for me to see your name and your picture, you have to authorize StreamYard. So there should be a note, like a note in the video description with a link, but it's streamyard.com/Facebook. Okay. So again, if you're here, drop me a comment and let me know that you're watching and ask me a question. Really, like you can ask me about anything. It doesn't have to be just related to love, dating, and relationships. It can be about anything. Okay. So I'm gonna start answering some questions. So Deanna from my Find Veg Love Facebook group asked me what inspired me to start this professional chapter in my life. And I asked her if she specifically met the matchmaking or the speed dating. So, and she said both. Hey, Jessica. So yeah, I mean, I love sharing my story because it's pretty interesting how I started this. So basically, in 2011, I was living in the San Francisco Bay Area. I was married at the time, and I had a bunch of vegan girlfriends who told me that they couldn't find any vegan men. And I said, you know what? That's crazy. How could there be no vegan men in California? I'm going to find them for you. And I came up with the idea of doing a speed dating event. I had never gone to one before. I had never participated in one before, but I did my research and figured out how to do it, and I did it. And the first event was so much fun. And at that event, there's actually a couple that met there, and a few years later got married. And there's actually quite a few other people that got married. Tons of people in long-term relationships, friendships, business, like all kinds of stuff. So that's how I got started, was with the veg speed dating events. So, you know, I did them while I was living in California the entire time. I moved back to Canada, which is where I'm originally from. I had to come up with my next big idea, and I came up with the idea of hosting these events all over US and Canada. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. It was a huge undertaking, but I did it. And then, you know, I did that for a while, and then I decided that it was time to do something new. So I moved on to the matchmaking and coaching. And to me, you know, I still wanted to follow my passion of, you know, being able to help vegans be able to find love. So that's kind of, you know, how it all went down. And, you know, it's amazing. I feel so fortunate to be able to help so many people on this level. And till this day, I am the only one that I know of that is, you know, super like exclusively dedicated to helping vegans find love. If you know of anybody else, let me know, because I'd love to connect with them. Um, Jessica, oh, you're so sweet. What do you use for your hair and skin? You always look great. Oh, you're so sweet. Well, I've been vegan for 15 years, so I really attribute that to having good skin as being vegan for that long. And I didn't always have good skin. Like before I was vegan, I had acne when I was a teenager, and yeah, going vegan definitely cleared it up. And my hair, I actually use this amazing product called Overtone, and it's vegan, cruelty free. It's from the States, and basically they have like all the different colors of the rainbow and also like boring colors. And basically like, yeah, so all the different colors. So you put it in, but it's like super moisturizing, and it has like, it's made with coconut oil. So I love that stuff. And like, it's not cheap for me because I have to pay for the shipping. There's no free shipping to Canada, and I have to pay duty, but I don't care because it's an amazing product. So there's basically like every color. So that's how I'm able to get different hair color all the time. Really, not the blonde. The blonde, I go see my hairstylist and she, does highlight, but like the bottoms and stuff. And when I have pink hair, it's entirely the overtone stuff. So I can't recommend it enough. I see somebody else here is here, but because you didn't authorize StreamYard, I don't know who you are, but so if you want to authorize it, you just have to do it once. You don't have to do it for every video, and it just takes 2 seconds. So awesome. Okay, so Deanna, I hope that that answered your question. Jason, also from the group, had a funny question that made me laugh. He said, you've been with your boyfriend since 2018. Are you planning on getting married? I'm like, wow, good for you for actually like remembering, that one time, or maybe more than once. I said that I've been with my partner for 2 years. So, Jason, you are very good at picking up on those little things. Great attention to detail. Well, as you probably know, I've been married before, and my partner was actually married twice. And his first wife unfortunately passed away from cancer, and then his second wife, things didn't work out, but they had two beautiful children together. And for me, so for both of us, it's like we've already been married, already been there, already done that. But I did tell him, for me, marriage is really just a piece of paper at this point. But I did tell him that that doesn't mean I don't want a beautiful pink diamond. So hopefully one day I will get that. But yeah, I mean, I know that him and I are in this for the long haul, and I don't need to be like engaged or have a wedding, or anything like that, because we have a really strong bond, and really it's a piece of paper. So, yes, Rebecca, I can see you now. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, let me go down my list here. And Rebecca, that's funny timing. I literally, like, you are the next question that I was going to answer. It's so weird, eh? Like how like coincidence, coincidence. I can't even say that word. Coincidences happen, and timing and all that stuff. So Rebecca's question was, how many couples have you matched? Have any marriages come out of it? Tell us some happy stories. Thank you so much for asking that question, Rebecca, because I really feel like the world needs more happy stories, especially now with everything going on. And so, and I love sharing happy stories. So I shared earlier that at the very first Veg Speed Dating event that I did, there's a couple that met at that event and they got married. Several other clients, several other people who attended these events also got married. And although they weren't my matchmaking clients, I still feel like, I am somewhat responsible for that, because I'm the one that created the platform for them to be able to go. And I encouraged them and I motivated them to go to an event, right? And so I definitely take credit for that. And in terms of my clients now, well, I've only been doing the matchmaking for like about a year and a half now, I guess. And so it's way too early for anybody to get married that fast, right? But I definitely have success stories from clients that I have matched together. And some of my clients are very private, so I don't share too much information. I don't share names or anything like that. But yeah, a few of my clients are in happy, successful relationships. There's been a lot of love going around lately, actually, even with COVID, which is amazing. There's a client who I literally just introduced her to someone a couple of days ago, or actually maybe a week ago now. They had a couple of phone conversations, and they moved on to Skype. And then he was actually going to be in her area to go meet with her, and they had an amazing time. He sent me like an amazing email basically saying like he wants to marry her. I was like, whoa. um another client, I matched on his first match, and they went in a relationship. It was just amazing, amazing. I have another client who was on a Zoom hangout. She met someone there that she liked. They've been talking, they've been exploring things. So yeah, lots of love around. It's amazing. And I always say I love people, I love animals, and I love love, and I truly do. Somebody else here is posting, but I don't see your name. So again, if you want to authorize StreamYard, and I will be able to know who you are. You say the question was, you often talk about how people can be the magnet to what they want to attract. What do you mean by this? So I mean that if you are a happy, positive person, if you are, radiating, that kind of energy, like people tend to be attracted to that, right? People tend to be attracted to confidence and people who really love themselves versus if you're really unhappy, you don't love yourself, people don't really tend to be attracted to that kind of thing. And what happens when you're not super sure of yourself, you're not confident, you end up attracting the wrong kind of love. So, I understand people have all gone through difficult things, but and a lot of people are jaded, unfortunately, because of past relationships. But for me, like, for example, I really believe that my partner and I found each other because even though we had gone through a lot of bad shit, we still believed in love, and we still wanted to find a partner. We wanted to start the next chapter of our lives. And so if I would have just been sitting at home and been like super discouraged and frustrated and telling myself that I would never meet anyone again, like I wouldn't meet anyone again, right? So the mind is extremely powerful, and that's why I'm always encouraging all of you to, think positively and really think it, not only think it, but really feel it. So keep saying it. It's like training your brain, right? If you keep telling yourself that something is not going to happen, it will not happen. Okay? So again, my partner and I, went through a lot of bad stuff. We both could have easily been really jaded and, not want to put our heart on the line again because, yeah, getting your heart broken sucks. But love is all about taking risks. And for me, like it's totally worth it. So, um, yeah, so that's my take on it. Jessica, yes, it's manifestation. I'm all about manifestation, all about it, and it's amazing. So I highly encourage all of you guys. Oh, and I see that Michelle is watching. Michelle, thank you so much. I'm so glad to see you here. Michelle is an amazing, amazing person. If any of you have a business and you are looking for someone to help you develop your brand even further with copywriting, with anything, she's the one that helped me redo the entire content on my website. Okay, so this woman is amazing. So leave me a comment if you want more information. I will gladly pass it on to you. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Someone says, good to see you. I don't know who you are, but thank you. Again, if you want to authorize StreamYard, you'll be able to, I'll be able to see your name. Okay, somebody else on my email list asked me if I have been watching Indian matchmaking. Yes, of course. Anything about matchmaking, I'm on it. And it's actually it's funny because I've had more people recently reach out to me because they saw the show. And so it's been very interesting to have conversations with people because now all of a sudden people are kind of seeing, what matchmaking is kind of all about. I mean, it's reality TV, so it's not, it's not going to be like all true, but just the concept behind it, right? And then in Indian matchmaking, she does like the astrology thing, the astrology piece. And I actually have that as well. So next week on my live video, I'm going to be bringing on Nadia, the astrologist that I work with. And so I don't rely on it 100%. It's not like, it's not that or nothing. I just use it as a tool to reinforce my intuition. So when I do my matchmaking for my premium clients, before I introduce them, I kind of like run it, I rely a lot on my intuition. Okay. Like I've developed this, I've honed in on my intuition for years, and, I really listen to it and really believe in it. And so the astrology part is just kind of like confirms like what I'm feeling. So it's cool to see. But so back to Indian matchmaking. So the woman, the matchmaker, if you go on her website, she actually lists her prices. Okay, because a lot of people, they've never done matchmaking before. They're not really sure like how much it costs. Well, just to give you an idea, this woman charges between 150,000 to 400,000 US. Okay, I charge a fraction of that. So yeah, just to put things into perspective, okay? But yeah, it's definitely very, very interesting. So really watch it. It's on Netflix. Go and watch it. There's some very interesting characters on there, and I have spoken to my South Asian clients, and they have confirmed that yes, the parents are like that. A lot of the things that people are looking for, like when the mom say like the woman has to be a certain height, she has to have 2 degrees, two or more degrees, and all these things. It is a really big thing. So yeah, very interesting. Somebody asked, what keeps you going? I mean, it's you guys. It's my community. It's these love stories. It's the amazing feeling that I get when I'm able to transform someone's life. Like that's freaking amazing. When I see my clients going through a mindset shift, whether big or small, like that's what keeps me going. It's amazing to be able to change people's lives in such a positive way, right? And again, the world needs more love. And so some of my clients go through a really big transformation. Some are just small, but it's still very significant, right? So when I see my clients becoming more open-minded, that is huge for me. When I see them, gain more confidence in how amazing they are and recognizing their true self, like that's amazing to me. Um, and yeah, the happy stories and when I match people up together like that's amazing. The Zoom hangouts have been fantastic as well. Like I did one on Saturday. Well, I started them back in April and May, but then I took a break and I did the first one of the new series on Saturday. Like I had a blast. This was like a Saturday. I work really hard during the week, and I take weekends off, right? Because everyone needs time off. I need to decompress. But these hangouts, I decide to do them on the weekends because that's when more people are available. And I'm okay with it because it's fun. Like it's an online party. I get to meet amazing people. And at all of these hangouts, it's like the people are so nice. And someone in the group, commented saying that she felt like she knew everyone there. And it's like she was in a room full of friends. That's amazing. It's amazing to be able to, attract those kind, that kind of community. So I absolutely love it. Like I wake up every morning and my work doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like a job. It just feels like that it's my passion and it's, what I've been meant to do, and it's my gift. So that I try to spread my gift as much as I can. So yeah. Someone asked a funny question on my email list. How much tofu is too much tofu? I'm team tofu all the way. I love it. And if anybody does not know about the tofu press, I think it's called Tofu Express. I'd have to check, but it's basically like a machine where you put the tofu in and it presses the water out. Best invention ever. I will not eat tofu unless it's pressed in there. And it doesn't even take that much time. Like even if you can only press it for half an hour, it makes a huge difference. So I've shared this tip with like everyone that's like just like new vegan or whatever. Jessica, yeah, you definitely need one. It's in mine. I had one for years. It eventually broke because I used it so much, but I bought another one. So yeah, highly recommend that. But like in all seriousness, I can't talk today. That's because just a couple of hours ago at the gym, and I had a trainer, and she kicked my butt. And so I'm like 64 years old. So yeah, so I she worked me really hard, so I'm a little tired. But yeah, about the tofu. You obviously don't want to be eating tofu every single day, okay? Because too much of anything is not good. Yeah, I love my yeah, too much of anything is not good, right? So moderation, and I always eat organic tofu, okay? Just like my soy milk, always organic, almond milk, all that stuff. All right. Okay. Let's see here. For some reason, I can't hide the comment anymore. So I love tofu is gonna. Oh, there it is. Okay. um, Somebody from my email list asked, "Do you ever get requests for social companions, not necessarily romantic connections?" So I would say that the group, the Find Veg Love group, is a fantastic way to make new friends. I know that more than once I've seen in threads people saying, "Wow, like you sound really awesome. I want to be friends with you," and I love that. Again, that's one of the reasons why I love the Veg Speed dating events, was because I was building community and people were becoming friends. And now I'm doing it virtually with the Zoom hangouts and with my group. So the for my matchmaking clients, no, it's not so much. The people who come to me are people who really are serious about finding love. But there are people who are at a certain stage in their life where they want a companion, right? And so everyone is looking for something different, right? But I would say that, yeah, for my matchmaking and people who are taking my 10-week program, it's for people who truly are looking to be in a serious, committed, deep, lasting relationship. Okay. Somebody else on my email list asked me, "Do you offer services for those who are transitioning to veganism or who want to find love?" And so, I mean, I work with vegetarians and with vegans, right? And so, and I've worked with clients who have been flexitarian. To me, it doesn't matter, right? So, and that leads me to the next question. Somebody asked me about veganism, but um, but yeah, I'm vegan for the animals. So that was, I'll tie these two questions together. Somebody also from my email list said, "To which branch of the animal rights movement would you align more with?" And so, like I said, I've been vegan for 15 years, and I've always been vegan for the animals, like number one. That's always been my thing. Of course, the health benefits and the environmental benefits are amazing. But for me, yeah, it's been truly, for the animals. Yes, I would love nothing more than a vegan world, but maybe one day that'll happen. Who knows? But I think that, you know, any step in the right direction is a great step. And I've always, I've gone through different stages, and I'm sure, some of you who have been vegan for a long time have also experienced this. But when I first went vegan, I was mad against the world, right? I had just discovered all the animal cruelty, the factory farms and all that stuff. So I was outraged, right? So I went through different phases. And, over the years, I just, I decided that I wanted to lead by example, and I wanted to be positive, and I didn't want to be like that angry vegan and like that, the vegan police. And I didn't want to judge other people. So that, to me, that's just been my philosophy over the years. Is I rather, be a positive inspiration for people. And people, I don't force veganism on anyone, obviously. um But people come to me, my friends who are non-vegan, my neighbors, like family members, because they know that I've been vegan for a long time, and they ask me questions, and I find that it's always better again to lead by example and be really positive, and people will appreciate that, right? So yeah, so vegan for the animals for 15 years. And then the same person asked me if I have dogs and if they are on a vegan diet. And again, there's uh, Tashi is outside right now. I really wanted to bring him on camera. So maybe if he pops his head in again, I will bring him because today is actually his birthday. Well, his adoption birthday. So I adopted him 7 years ago from the Santa Cruz SPCA. He was a stray from Bakersfield, California. They don't know how long he was on the streets for, obviously. But he was at the shelter for like 3, 4 months, I think they said. And they said that he wasn't forming a connection with anybody who came to see him. He was basically just in his cage and he wouldn't look at people, and he just like was really depressed. But when I met him, like he was jumping all over me, licking me, and so like he chose me just as much as I chose him, right? And yeah, so he brings me so much joy. I talk a lot about him. Thank you, Jessica. He just brings me so much joy and happiness, and I love having dogs. And, a few years ago, before I got him, I actually had another dog who I also adopted from the Oakland Humane Society. I had her and my other dog, my other toy poodle, were on vegan diets. The dog that I had adopted, she was on a vegan diet for 2 years. And she was young, right? The vet thought she was about 4 years old, so pretty young. And unfortunately, one day, like she became all lethargic, and I had to, rush her to the emergency. And they ran all these tests. They thought at first that she was poisoned. They weren't really sure what was happening because she never had any like side effects, or like she didn't have any other symptoms. It just started all of a sudden. And what happened was her blood cells started attacking her body. So her body was shutting down, and there was like nothing that I could do. And trust me, like I would pay like $1 million. Like I would do whatever it would take to save, to save my animals. But unfortunately, there was just nothing at all that I could do. And the vet said that, she was gonna continue to get worse. So I made the hardest decision to have her euthanized, and it was really, really hard. But anyway, so all that to say that she was on a vegan diet, and obviously I'm not saying that the vegan diet caused that, but I started doing my research on vegan dog food, and unfortunately, it just there's no research on like the long-term effects of a vegan diet on dogs. So for me, I just decided I did not want to take that risk. So yeah, I don't love, buying meat for my animals. I don't love it, but I want to put their health first. And Tashi he loves tofu on the tofu talk, right? He loves tofu, so I give him a lot of like my own food, and he loves veggies. Oh, he's coming back here, so I'm gonna go grab him. 1 second. Whoops, sorry, dropped all the remotes. Come on, Tashi, come say hi. Come and say hi. So yeah, so he gets lots of treats. He loves veggies. This is my Tashi. Oh, thank you. He loves peppers. He loves strawberries. He loves what else? A lot of veggies. He hates carrots. He loves cucumbers. He got his summer cut a couple of weeks ago. And look at his beautiful eyes. Like really, his eyes are what just oh, thank you. His eyes get to me all the time. He has like these beautiful brown eyes. And again, like vegan for the animals, right? I don't think dogs are any different than other farm animals. So I'm gonna make him his favorite. Oh, his favorite is peanut butter. So I'm going to oh, I'm going to make him peanut butter cookies in a bit. Okay, let's see what other questions we have here. Mardell is saying hi to Tashi. Yeah, he's adorable. It's like so many people don't think that you can get, good dogs, like that you can adopt good dogs, but the last 3 dogs that I've had, they've all been from a shelter. So, and he is a lot of work. He is a lot of work. He has really bad allergies. So, white dog thing, a lot of white dogs have bad allergies, and he needs like these injections every month. He needs a $700 Dyson air purifier that I have in my bedroom that I bought for him. Yeah, I know. I'm a crazy dog lady though. I will do anything for my dogs. Okay. He ran back upstairs now. He doesn't want to be on camera anymore. So let me see. And then another question was, do you or the couples you help find each other want kids? Yeah, I mean it's half and half, right? Some people want kids, some people don't. I personally never really wanted to have children. I loved my dogs. I was more than happy with just having dogs. And but of course, as you probably have heard me saying on other videos, my boyfriend has 2 daughters. They are sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable here with my back. They are 9 and 11. And at first, when I got back into the dating scene, I didn't know. I didn't know like how I would feel about dating someone with kids. I truly didn't. But I'm so glad that, I didn't discount it, and I'm so glad that I didn't have a list and, that included don't date guys with kids, because I would have been really missing out, right? And it's kind of like the best of both worlds, because half the time it's kid time and then the other half is adult time. So I really value our adult time like even more. But I also like the fun kid stuff. And then they're really sweet. They do like they like doing like spa day at home. So they'll do my hair, and like I love I love when people brush my hair. Like you girls probably know what I'm talking about, right? It feels good. So anyway, so they braid my hair. I can't braid my hair. So like they braid my hair. They do my nails. They put cream all over me. They rub my feet. My boyfriend will not touch my feet. I don't know why. Because I think I have nice feet, and my toenails are always painted. But anyways, he doesn't do that. So his kids do that for me, which is awesome. Yeah. So no, I didn't want kids, but now I have kids. Yes, my life is totally different now, and I wouldn't really change it. Let's see here what other questions we have. So Jessica says, I think becoming friends first is also a great way to start a romantic relationship in the future. Yes, 100%. There's a lot of friendships that have turned into relationships. So yeah, that's never a bad thing. Mardell says, yeah, you need one of tofu press. Yeah. Thanks for doing this. Thank you for being here, Mardell. And thank you so much for coming to the Zoom Hangout, and for, leaving your nice experience, sharing your experience about the Zoom Hangouts with the person in the group who thought that me charging $39 was, totally ridiculous. I really put my heart into everything that I do, and it takes time. Like these Zoom hangouts take a lot of time to get the word out, to do all the admin work, to reply to all the questions, and all that stuff. I love them, but my time is also valuable. So I do a lot of things for free, like these videos, nurturing the group, really spending a lot of time in the group. And yeah, Tashi's expensive. Yeah. So let's see what else here. You had a blast. Thank you so much. I had a blast too. The next one coming up is this Saturday. It's the wine lovers. I am a wine lover, and but I'm not gonna drink because um I drink one glass of wine and I feel it. So, I like to be professional and I need to run the event and there's lots going on. So I need to be totally on top of it. But yeah, the first wine lovers Zoom hangout I did back in April, 90% of the people who showed up were all from California. We had a good laugh about that, and people were drinking wine, and we were talking about vegan wine. We were talking about how to pair wine, wine with different vegan foods. And I showed off like my wine opener and like all these different tools that I use. And it was a blast. And if you're not into wine, it's fine. I have something for everyone. In 2 weeks, I'm doing a fitness lovers um, Zoom hangout. I'm doing a spiritual one, an atheist one, and I'm just going to keep adding more and more themes. We'll see how they go. Because again, it's a great, it's a big, commitment on my part. So I'm going to see how much more work, they continue to be. But and if you haven't seen it, I do have an affiliate program. So if you're super active on social media, if you're looking to make a bit of extra cash, let me know. Okay, I would greatly, greatly appreciate the support. I can give you the link to sign up to become an affiliate. You'll get 10% from each ticket sale that you bring in with your link. And it's basically just getting the word out, right? That's the really time consuming part. And so if you're active on social media, if you're part of a lot of groups, you want to make a bit of extra money, send me a message and I'll give you the link. Mardell says, I would easily spend $39 just hanging out with friends. Yeah, I mean, I think so too. Like, going out is expensive, right? And you're at home, so you don't have to buy drinks. You don't have to pay for an Uber. And you get to meet, like, it's super targeted. Everyone in these hangouts are single and vegan or vegetarian and looking for love. If you go to a bar or go somewhere else, it's hard to meet other vegans, and especially vegan singles, unless you're going to a vegan event. But even if you're going to a big vegan event, well, those people, how are you going to know if they're single? They may already be all coupled up. Like, so this is super highly targeted, right? What I do. Jessica, on a meal I'd spend $39. Yeah, again. So thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. And it's okay, it's not for everyone, and that's okay, right? If people think it's too expensive, then they don't have to come. It's all good. All right, so I have about 5 more minutes that I can stay on. So if any of you amazing ladies have any more questions for me, I am happy to answer them. Again, it could be about anything. I'm an open book. I want, I love answering questions. I think my AirPods just died. Can you guys still hear me? Hopefully you can still hear me. But yeah, so again, if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching, and leave your question, okay? Like I said, I will reply to it. If you want to know more about the Zoom Hangouts, look in this video description. I did post the link there. If you're not in my Veg Love Vault, I highly recommend getting into it. You'll also get notifications about all my upcoming events. And if you're new to the group and you have any questions, again, just feel free to send me a message and I will get to it. And Jessica asks how long the Hangouts are. Well, I have a great question. I've allotted an hour for them. However, the last one, we were having such a blast that I went for 90 minutes. And so I say an hour, but it could be anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. Depends on how many people show up. It depends on how talkative people are. It depends how many questions people have. And so at the last one, like, people were really chatty, like, and we had a blast. And what's so funny too is I've noticed lately that the last 4 or 5 clients that have come that have joined my 10-week program, their names all start with the letter A. It's really freaky. And these are men and women and from all different ethnicities. And and I tend to attract software developers and engineers. And at this hangout that we just did, there was like 6 software developers, or maybe even more. It was really interesting. So, and somebody asked me, I actually, this is a great question to answer. Somebody asked me, they messaged me this morning asking, do you get to talk to other people there? Yes, you totally do. And then she asked, well, how does everybody not talk over each other? Well, that's because I'm facilitating it, right? And I'm making sure that that doesn't happen. So basically, I talk at the beginning for like 10 minutes. I talk about the topic. Yeah, Mardell, yeah, that was hilarious. So I talk for like the first 10 minutes or so. I talk about how the event's going to work. I talk about the topic, and then one by one, I call one person's name out, and they answer questions. I posted in the chat like what to answer, and then I ask follow-up questions, and then I ask people to respond to the question in the chat box. So like the chat box is like on fire like the whole time. And so yeah, so I go one by one. Then once everybody's had the chance to talk, then I do like these fun icebreaker games, and everyone's unmuted and people talk, and it just works. That not everyone is talking over each other. Not sure how, it just always works. Okay, so super organized, super structured. It's not a free for all. It's not awkward. I promise you. It's it's a great opportunity to put yourself out there if you are shy. Again, like put yourself out there, try something new, get out of your comfort zone. Growth only happens when you get out of your comfort zone. Okay. So highly encourage you to try it out. All right. So thank you so much for watching. And again, if you have any questions for me, ask me in the comments and I will answer. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. It was really fun, and I will chat soon. Bye.